Hey folks, it's your main Manny. I'm here with Bailey. Bailey's a sweet dog. She came to us, adopted pretty recently, and she had some issues, separation anxiety, and getting overwhelmed by other dogs. So she's in our program for just 5 nights. And in this 5 nights, we've decided actually to use the remote collar with her, because the remote collar is going to give us the ability to address some of the crying and whining in the crate. Like this morning, for example, I just tapped the vibrate button and she stopped barking in the crate. Yesterday morning, she woke me up and there was nothing I could do to get her to stop barking. I had to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. Good. So I'm going to be working with her remote collar. If Alondra holds that speaker closer to me, you'll probably hear this little beeping sound, and that's when I am, just point it towards me. That's when I am using the remote collar. So the remote collar is at level 3. I'm going to see where her working level is. I believe there's a contact issue with the remote because I'm at 11 and there's no contact. Bailey has very, very thick fur, and this is a dog that the fur is not that long, but it's very thick, and there's always going to be a need to pull the fur to the side with this remote collar. Oh, now this is a bit of a sensitive dog. Sit. Good. Sensitive dogs are great. They can teach you a lot, but also it's possible you get sucked into that fear and you get sucked into that anxiety. You look at them, they just have this worried look on their face, and you just want to run over there and pick them up and cuddle them and tell them everything's going to be okay. No, the problem is you might be telling them that it's okay for them to be scared when everything's totally fine. Yes. Break. So we're just going to use the marker word break. You heard me say yes. In her case, we're just going to use break. Break. And that means I'm going to release you from the command, come over to me and get food if I have food, or do whatever you want. So let's see how she's doing after a week. Sit. Down. No. Down. No. Down. Good. Let's go. Good girl. Good girl. What a good girl. You notice the leash is really loose? This is so important that I have a loose leash and it's not tight all the time. Good girl. What a good girl. What a good girl. Now, I'm actually going to have her on this side because this is where my treat pouch is. Having her on the side of my pouch is going to make it easier for me to feed her. Good. She's naturally going to want to be on this side because this is where my pouch is. Good. Let's go. Good job. What a good girl. Oh, look at that engagement. Good. 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 Folks, whether it comes to an aggressive dog, a fearful dog, an anxious dog, I don't even know what dog, a dog whose name is Blueberry, engagement is the key. You want the dog looking at you with hope, looking at you with enthusiasm. Good. Good. So when I walk with her like this, let's go. Good girl. And I see her looking up at me. Good job. I know that if she gets scared, she's much more likely to look up at me and be like, hey, what do I do here? Sit. Good. Let's go. Good. Sit. Down. Now, because she took some time to do it down earlier, no, down. I am using the leash pressure. Good. And I'm doing a big reward. Let's go. I'll show you this again. I'm going to get up close so you can see what I mean. Sit. Down. Good. It's so important I have the pouch so I don't have food in my hand, folks. There would have been no way for me to grab that leash if my hand's filled with food. Good. 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 Let's see how she holds her down command when I walk away. Down. Good girl. Good. When you see those soft eyes, those sad eyes, give her food. That's how you're going to boost up her affect or pull out a toy. But simply staring at her and be like, oh my God, what's wrong? Are you okay? Folks, have you ever not been feeling good and somebody's like, oh my God, what's wrong? Are you okay? It doesn't help. It can make us more anxious. Good. So when you see that look, if I saw somebody who was scared, I go, hey man, do you want an ice cream? Hey man, you want some pizza? Hey, you want to go for a walk? Let's do something. Here, have something that makes you feel good. Sit. No. Sit. Down. Good. Now, even though I'm making her lay down, I'm still rewarding her. I'm teaching her, if you comply and you do what I make you do, you'll get a reward. Down. Now, anybody who's got a little bit of intuition can see how teaching a downstay is integral in teaching the dog to not have separation anxiety. First, I teach the dog, hey, lay down, I'm going to walk away. The dog goes, oh man, he walked away. No big deal. He came back, I got food. And then eventually the dog's like, man, I'm in my crate. He's going to leave. He'll come back. It's all good. When he comes back, something good might happen. Good job, baby girl. Bailey's doing really good. This is a dog that's super important. You don't overexpose her to environmental stimulus that's overwhelming to her. You practice in a controlled environment. You practice somewhere very calm. You practice somewhere where you and her are both feeling really good, and avoid the temptation to take her to the dog park, to take her to the restaurants, to take her to places maybe where there's cars and trucks, and she's just going to get overwhelmed. This is the type of dog where as soon as she's not taking food, stop the session if you can, and just go home. Just stop. Because when she's not taking food, that's a sign that she's overwhelmed and she's experiencing some sort of fear that's so great she's not really able to train anymore. Good. And because she's a really sensitive, obedient dog that wants to please, there's really no need to put her in those situations. Like, she's more than willing to just do what you ask her to do for food and a little bit of reinforcement. Good job. And this dog very much could become a self-driving Tesla, a dog that just follows you around, even a service animal, because she's got this natural wanting to follow you. Just don't put her in over her head. Good. This is also that type of dog, when you have the nervous dog, the fearful dog, that you want to really advocate for. And when people come over to pet the dog, or people try to bring their dog over, you step in front and you go, no, your dog's not coming over here, sorry. Hey Bailey, here, I'll keep you safe. Don't worry about that. But if I'm here and a dog's coming up and I'm like, oh no, it's okay, my dog's nervous, and their dog's still pulling, I have to be quick. No, the dog's not coming over. We don't meet dogs on a leash. We're in training. Same thing if they're socializing and they're meeting. Immediately when I see her nervous, especially if I don't know the other dog, I'm gonna go, whoa dude, leave her alone. She's nervous. Like, stop getting up in her business. I'm only gonna allow dogs that I know are experts at helping nervous dogs come out of their shell, or a dog that I notice has a natural way where Bailey's not getting overwhelmed but is becoming a little curious. Good girl. This is a big test for her because I'm pulling the leash up. Nope. Notice my body language changing helps her understand I'm saying down. Nope, down. Distractions are numerous, folks, in the real world. And it's so important we distract the dog in the most interesting and diverse ways when we're training. Even like that. Hey, I'm going to pull the leash out from under you. Stay laying down. Good. And then maybe we're at a restaurant and somebody moves the table and she goes, oh, I've been in a down. Something moved. No big deal. I stay in a down. Same thing when I pick the leash up. It's not a release. This is another test. Hey, just because I picked the leash up doesn't mean get up. Break. Break. Good. I don't think she heard me say that, and I don't have a problem repeating break. Good. 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 Oh, good girl. Oh, look at her. Just look at her. Well, just look at her. Just look at her. Nice. Oh, good girl. Yeah, good. Look at this engagement, folks, and how when I'm saying good, she's just soaking it up and going, yeah, I want to do this. I want to follow this guy around. This is awesome. Let's go. What a good girl. Oh. Yeah, what a good girl. Once again, I do want her on the side that my pouch is on. Nope. Good. What a good girl. I'd say in a week, 5 days, she's done what most dogs would take probably 2 or 3 weeks to learn. She's very trainable. And that is a sad thing when you see a dog that's very, very trainable and we just don't know how to communicate with the dog and they get so confused. Good. Especially if we haven't had them from the time they're 8 weeks old, or maybe they had a different owner before, that although they knew how to follow that person around, they weren't formally trained. Nope. Nope. Sit. So getting her consistent training commands and words that mean you're doing it right, you're doing it wrong, good. Not only is going to help her trust us, but it's going to give us the ability to leave her with like a sitter, have a friend walk her and go, hey, here's what you say when she's not doing it right. Here's what you say when she's doing it right. And here's what you do when she's just doing great. Say nothing at all. There's a little bit of displacement behavior with her looking for the flies or looking for things. And that's just a sign that this is a little challenging for her. Good. Dogs can become obsessed with the flies, but it's not really good typically for them to do that because they'll kind of drive themselves crazy. Good. So I'm just going to give her food right now so she has a good association with, hey, I'm in my bed and somebody's giving me food and the other's flies. I'm going to get Lucas out of there. He's like chewing himself. It's so important, folks, the nervous and the fearful dogs, you don't let them freely roam your house. You don't let them freely roam your yard too much, because what'll happen is they'll associate being in this nervous state with roaming around your house. We've seen with her several times when she's in our program and she doesn't have a leash on, she just gets overwhelmed and she's like, I don't know what to do. I don't have a leash on. No one has any food. No one has a toy. So having the food, having a toy, having a leash gives you the ability when the dog's out to tell them what to do, and they're going to look at you and go, oh man, this is what I should do. Okay, but if I'm just out there talking to the dog and staring at them, they're not going to know what I'm saying. And even if I do the right thing, I don't have any food to give them. Right here, she's doing great. Good. Now, something I'm going to do right now, people are going to probably judge me heavily for this, but that's okay. Those people, I guarantee, don't know what I know. And, you know, when I didn't know what I knew, I was really good at control. Yeah. Right? People using the clicker was a bad idea. Or maybe I thought somebody using a harness was a bad idea. But now I know there's a time and place for everything. And if I want to keep learning in my life, the way I keep learning is I try different things. Good. This is the part when the death threats will come, the threats to my health, because people are going to see this and going, he's scaring that dog. Yeah, it's true, folks. I am creating fear in the dog in a way that is predictable to show her, hey, you can trust me. I know how to introduce you to things that scare you. I know that I use food and I make it just scary enough that it elicits a little bit of those behaviors of wanting to run away, but not so scary that you're overwhelmed and you're not taking food. As a rule of thumb, if the dog is still taking food, they're not that scared, okay? When I see the stomach shut down and they're not taking food, good. Then to me, that's a cue, hey, slow down, don't keep doing that. People will say to me, Eric, she's not scared of sticks, she's scared of dogs. And I would say, you're totally correct. But just like sending a child to school and having them get over their social anxiety of going to school may not directly help them become a better reader, that process of just overcoming something challenging, it builds up more confidence. And then when we start going, hey, let's start reading, the child goes, you know what, reading's a little bit scary, I don't know how to do it, but I'm not worried because I came to school and there's a bunch of kids and it was overwhelming. Good. So you'll notice I don't really care if she's holding a command or not. I'm not trying to get her to hold commands. She already told me, hey, that's a little bit too much for me when she got out of the command, and that's fine with me. But what I am doing is stepping on the leash so she can't run away. When the dog runs away, or they fight the thing that they're scared of and it's successful, like they fight it and it goes away, or they run away and then the thing goes away, they never really learn that the thing's fine. It's kind of like you and I. If we always have arguments with people that we don't agree with, we never learn that, you know, people have different views and opinions, and there's reasons why people think how they think. So we're gonna end the video now. She's doing really good. This is just a bamboo clatter stick. But in the home, mom and grandma, you know, you can make situations that create a little bit of uncertainty and then teach her, hey, look, there's going to be food, it's going to be okay. And that's going to build up her confidence over time. Folks, remember, as always, we don't blame them, we train them. And whether you got a nervous dog, an aggressive dog, a fearful dog, a crazy dog, a stubborn dog, whatever it is, folks, you have to be flexible in your approach. And if it's not working, you have to be willing to be humble enough to go, hey, this clearly is not working, and try something else. Good. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I know Bailey enjoys her training sessions, and in 5 days, I'm very impressed with her. She did about 3 weeks of success in 5 days. Good girl, baby girl.